This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe.
So welcome everyone, happy Mega Deluxe days are here again. We're back with another tech review. This time I took the plunge. We're going to review and unbox a pair of AirPod Maxes. Let's get straight to it. I got these ones in the silver. They come in all different colours, but only the silver was on offer. That's why I ended up with the silver. Plus, I think they look the best. On the front of the box, we've got a typical Apple thing. We've got the raised up image of the AirPod Maxes. And on the side, we've got the Apple logo with the easy to pull tab. And on the back, we've got the absolutely outrageous case that they came with. I mean, I'm going to have to buy a proper case because this is not going to survive, you know, everyday use with one of these bad boys. And then on the other side, we've got ourselves exactly the same. I shan't show you the bottom because you'll steal my serial number. And on the top, we've got exactly what it is. So that's the box. You know what it's time for. Let's open it up. Now, I'm sure these bad boys don't need any introduction. You know all about them already. But I got them from Amazon. They were on sale. They're about $3.50. But what they did do is they came with a 5 monthly payment, which made it so much easier to digest. And I thought, you know, let's find out. Is it worth the hype? Is it worth that money? So what we're going to do is we're going to crack it open, test it. We're going to give it a full old comparison to the other products out there because I personally love my AirPod Pros. They're absolutely amazing, but I'm a bit more of an over-the-ear sort of guy, and we'll find out, is it worth the extra moolah? So boom, cheeky cut. What I've done is I've taken off the cellophane, and now we've got no disgusting glare, so we can illuminate the work area a little bit better. So it's the time you've all been waiting for. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. There it is. Oh my goodness, that case. So for the benefit of this review, I'm going to have to overlook the case because I honestly, it's absolutely outrageous. But it's all about the sound quality and the features that these bad boys have. So let's lift up the headphones. Let's see, are they as heavy as I expected? They have got some serious weight to them. But I guess that's the aluminium shell that gives it the weight. We've got ourselves a rubberized top there, and we've got a mesh there to let it breathe. So hopefully, you know, you're not going to get all sweaty on your head. The bottom bit's already coming off, so let's put that to one side. I'll have a closer look in a second, but let's check out what gimmicks we get with it. Now, an outrageous rumour that you don't get any cables with it. Surely that can't be the case for this price. Yeah, I was hoping there'd be some sort of cable. But I'll tell you what, the cable it isn't. It isn't a stereo cable, a 3.5mm. So it looks like if you want one of those, you're going to buy one. Already looked this up line. 35 quid for the cable. Apple, you are robbing us blind here. Considering this meant to be £500, you couldn't even chuck in the right cable. What's wrong with you? So here we go. We've got the documentation. Let's have a close look here. AirPod Max. Actually, let's get rid of the stuff we don't want. We don't know warranty symbols. We don't want all these different languages and all that because reading's for prisoners. What we do want, however, is we want the instructions. So, what do? We turn on Bluetooth. We connect the Maxes. And then, connect to other devices. Press the noise control until the light blinks in Bluetooth mode. That's good. That's good to know. We've got the digital crown there, which is meant to have some haptic feedback to adjust the volume. And then we got, all these different things. Do single press, double press, triple press. And then we got ourselves Siri. It's always good. Noise cancelling. Now, you know, I have seen stuff online saying this has got one of the best noise cancelling on the market. I'll be the judge of that. Charging your device, you knows we're going to have to do that first. And then to put it into sleep mode, we put it inside the case. Now, my understanding, if you put it inside the case, it goes to sleep mode. And if it's inactive, I think it's for 8 hours, it goes to super sleep mode, which turns off Find My and stuff like that. Battery's meant to be pretty good on this. Anyway, that's enough of the documentation. Let's take a closer look at the cable. I can see already that, you know, Apple's trying to win me over here with the good old-fashioned USB-C adapter, which is there. So hopefully you can see that, USB-C. USB-C to Lightning, very typical cable. It's not a long one, but I don't suppose you really need a long one to charge it. However, what I will say, I mean, that's not going back in there. It's literally, yeah, there we go. What I will say about this is I think for the price, you know, it's such a high price that there is no charging plug. I mean, honestly, they're going to be making some sweet dollar on this. But no charging, we've got a charging cable, but no charging plug. I think that's just cheap. And no 3.5mm stereo cable to Lightning as well. I also think that's a little bit cheap on Apple's part. That is going to affect the star rating, I can guarantee you that, short of these being the greatest over-ear headphones of all time. Because of the big amount of money involved here, what I don't want to do is do a short review based on just my initial impressions and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the video here, I'm going to charge it, I'm going to use it for at least over a week, and then I'm going to come back, show you all the gimmicks, all the fancy things that these bad boys do, and then give you my honest opinion, because I don't want you splashing your cash if this isn't worth the money. So for you, I'll be right back, but for me, it's going to be about a week. And I'm back. Like I said, I'll be back. Whoa, what a week we've had. There have been blistering highs and crippling lows. I've learned a hell of a lot about the AirPod Maxes, and I'm here to tell you, are they worth it? Is the sound quality worth it? Does it work with the PS5 and an Xbox Series X? Well, let me tell you. So let's start by dealing with the sound quality. The sound quality on the AirPod Maxes is literally unbelievable, breathtaking. I know that sounds like over the top and probably something a Mark would say, but for me, the sound quality in these is absolutely exceptional. They are far superior to the AirPod Pros, the in-ear bud ones, and I know people will say that because they'll be like, oh well, the over-ear, they're bound to be better. They are night and day better in my opinion. What I also think they really shine is when you're watching movies. The Dolby Atmos, or how they set that up in here, is absolutely exceptional. I first put them on and I watched, I think it was a Universal logo, you know the one, and my goodness, the sound and the bits and bobs that I heard that I hadn't heard before, 10 on 10 for sound quality with an Apple device, absolutely unquestionable. This is definitely the best headphones I've ever experienced when it came to listening to music and watching movies. A couple of things that really help with the user experience are the buttons and their placements. So having that digital crown there allows you to turn the volume up and down, activate Siri, forward, backwards by double tapping and stuff like that. That really makes a difference. You just don't have that on the AirPods. What particularly that is useful for is if you're connecting this to non-Apple devices. I don't know if you've ever tried to connect AirPods to a Switch or something like that. You can't adjust the volume other than using the console itself. Now this, on the other hand, you can adjust it up and down, so it's an additional volume level. Why that's important, I mean, I have had issues in the past when I've connected Bluetooth headphones from Apple to Fire Sticks, and they're far too quiet. You just can't hear anything. That's because the inbuilt volume on it is just unadjustable if it's not an Apple product. This is completely solved. Too quiet, turn that bad boy up. The second thing I'd like to talk to you about, and this I cannot explain to you, and I don't think there's any way I can convey this to you, is how good the noise cancelling and transparency mode is. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say this is not possible. However, the transparency mode on this is so good, it's almost like you're not wearing the headphones. There's no echo, there's no blur, there's no sort of reduction in sound. It genuinely sounds like you're not wearing them at all, which is unbelievable. On the flip side, the noise cancelling is the best I've ever experienced. I've got other headphones with noise cancelling. I've got the AirPod Pros with the noise cancelling. This tops that tenfold. I've been in bed, I've got the fan going, I've got an air conditioning unit going, it's noisy as hell. Click it, it turns it off. I honestly, in terms of noise cancelling and transparency mode, this is the best I've ever experienced. I can't imagine it being any better than this. Battery life, I've been pretty impressed here. So I've had to charge it once, and I've been giving it probably a good couple of hours a night watching YouTube and other things like that. So I've only had to charge it once, which I think is great. You know, I do think it's a little bit disappointing that it doesn't go into super low power mode quicker. However, going in here, closing it, putting the little bra or whatever people call it on, does put it into low power mode. But it's funny there's no way of turning it off. But for me, battery power and stuff was not a concern, so I was happy with that. So I reckon the biggest question you've got on your mind is this gonna work with an Xbox, a PlayStation, or a Nintendo Switch? Well, yes and no. So first of all, let's deal with the least successful. No, actually, let's deal with the most successful first. So let's talk about the Switch and the PlayStation 5. So first things first, the Nintendo Switch. You can use this via Bluetooth on the Nintendo Switch. It absolutely works. However, what I will say is I found personally the volume on it didn't get particularly high. And one advantage this has to AirPod Pros, for example, is because the Max has its digital crown to turn the volume up and down. You can increase that base level volume even higher. Still, with it max volume and this on maximum height, it was high enough for me. It was loud enough for me. But I know some of you guys, you know, you're like, it's super loud. It's not going to get like that. So for me, this did work via Bluetooth without an adapter or anything like that on the Switch, but it also worked connected. However, oh dear, here's the first big negative: you're going to need yourself a cable. You know me, I'm always looking to save a pound here or there. However, unfortunately, you're going to have to buy yourself an official Apple cable. You're looking like something like this. It's the 3.5mm to the Lightning. Now, if you plug that into the Lightning, you plug that into your audio input on the Switch, it will work absolutely fine. However, what I will say is, you know me, I like to save money where I can. You're going to have to buy the official one, because unfortunately, third-party ones, I mean, for me and my research online, a lot of people were saying they didn't work. There's much cheaper versions. This, it's an eye-watering $34.99. Outrageous. The cheaper third-party ones I could see are about 15 quid, much cheaper. But a lot of reviews saying it's not going to work. If you're interested, let me know in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll buy some of the third-party cheaper versions and I'll let you know whether they work. But unfortunately, you're going to need one of these to do that. The biggest complaint I got about this, and I hope it comes through on the camera, is these are so flimsy. This is guaranteed to break. This isn't going to last very long. I'm very disappointed. For the price, it's absolutely outrageous. Shame on you, Apple. Such a good product, let down by what I call a very poor cable. Now, the story for the PlayStation 5 is pretty much the same. This will work on PlayStation 5 by plugging the 3.5mm into the DualSense controller and that one into there, so it will work that way. However, what is slightly different is I couldn't get this to connect to the PlayStation 5 Bluetooth without having to use an adapter. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you will have seen this adapter before. I bought it for the Switch. There it is. I'll put a link up to it in the corner for you so you can check it out for yourself if you want to see the full review of this Bluetooth adapter. It's auto low latency, so it means that the picture and the sound sync up really well. Now, that worked perfectly fine with this, so I was able to connect to the AirPod Max with this adapter and use it via Bluetooth wirelessly, which is pretty good. The volume was, again, an issue. I couldn't get it super loud, just like on the Switch. I got it loud enough for me, so if I turn this to max and had the volume for the headphones on max on the PlayStation 5, it's more than adequate for average Joe, normal hearing. You know, it'd be a little bit loud, but it's perfectly fine. But if you like your, you know, your bass thumping and it ultra loud, it's just not going to get that loud. So, Switch works fine, wirelessly and wired. PlayStation 5, wirelessly and wired with an adapter. However, let's talk about the Xbox Series X. The Series X, I was not able to get this to connect wirelessly, not using a Bluetooth adapter. No, it's having none of it. A lot of the communication with the Xbox, as you know, is all done via wireless, so this was not going to be going wireless. No. However, as with the PlayStation 5 and the Switch, if you use this cable, plug it into the controller, yes, it absolutely does work. And, you know, it works exactly as you'd expect. Again, the volume's a bit of an issue. It doesn't get mega loud, but it gets loud enough. So it's something to consider in regards to that. What about the sound quality? Even though it's wired, I would say that the sound quality is excellent. It's excellent across all three of the consoles. I own the headsets for the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, you know, their own brand, Sony and Microsoft ones, and they're good. However, this is superior. It sounds just better. It's just crisper, but it's not surprising considering the price difference, of course. They're about 100 quid a piece. This is meant to be 550 quid, if you can believe that. Absolutely no way. 350, it does sound good. Is it a massive £200 or £250 over the top of the other ones? I would argue probably not. So if you're buying this just to use on your consoles, I would definitely go for probably the official Sony or the official Microsoft one. However, if you've got an Apple product and you're in the Apple ecosystem and you play those things, this is absolutely superb. The sound quality is 10 on 10, and if you want that, this will definitely service you well. Boom, cheeky cut. You knew it was coming. There is no way I'm going to have a tech product without a case. This one came in a really nice box, which should be appearing on the screen in any second. It was about 20 quid. Now, you can go much higher than that. I've seen some go for 30, 35 quid. I personally thought this one looked super slick. I'll link it in the comments in the description below. But this one does the job for me. The more expensive ones have magnets inside, so that when you close it, it puts into low power mode. However, I quite like having the extra case over it to protect it. So for me, it worked really, really well. This one also has a little pouch. Here we go. It has an outrageously disgustingly expensive poor cable, but it does keep it all together in this nice little package. I was pleased with this, so I'd recommend it. Again, links in the comments below. So the only thing left to do is to put a star rating on this. So for me, I'm going to have to give this a 4 stars out of 5 stars. Now, I know what you're thinking. You said, Ichiban, you've been singing loads of praises and saying how absolutely amazing it is. Why have you docked a point? Well, for me, 2 reasons I've docked a point. 1, £550 is absolutely outrageous. No Apple. No. But 350 quid for me is a win. And the other reason is I really think for the price they should have bundled in that Lightning to 3.5mm cable. There's no reason why they couldn't. It's just to milk that little bit of money out, which is why it's losing a star. So with that in mind, if you enjoyed the video, please press that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. Honestly, I'm so overwhelmed by all the people that have pressed the subscribe button and found my content useful, because basically it's designed for people like me who just want to know a little bit more about the products and figure out, is it worth the value? If you enjoyed the video, press a cheeky thumbs up, which means more people can see it and make an informed choice about what they're going to spend their cold hard cash on. If you've got any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. Hopefully I've covered everything, but if you've got any questions, please do post them. I'm more than happy to reply. I do reply to each and every comment. It means so much to me to wake up in the morning and see comments overnight and things like that, so I can reply to them. You know, if you want to engage with my content, it does mean a lot to me. And with that in mind, you know what I'm going to say. Look after yourselves, take care of the people around you, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.